Lumabatian ako. Hello, ma'am. Hello. Okay, naririnig niyo ba ako? Okay, so let's start. So this is our second part for the afternoon coaching. So let's start with this one. Problem. Diretso tayo. So this is November 2023 na lumabas. The beam wide flange 140 mm by 67 kilogram per meter with 9 mm web thickness subjects the girder. Wide flange 530 mm by 109 kilogram per meter with 12 mm web thickness to a shear load P. Two angles, L75 by 75 by 10 with 422 mm diameter bolts, frame the beam to the girder by fillet welds on both sides. So given po yung spacing, so yung S1, that is measured from the center of the bolt going to the edge of the angle bar. Yung S2 naman po natin, that is the center to center distance, vertical distance. Yung S3, that is measured from the center of the bolt going to the edge of the beam. So binigyan tayo ng allowable stresses, imang proxy. So weld shear stress is equal to 145 megapascal. Okay? So ganito. Ang question ni Ma'am Proxy during the time is number 1. Given that P is equal to 80 kilonewton and E is equal to 0, determine the required weld thickness in mm. Alright? So dahil sinabi ni Ma'am Proxy na E is equal to 0, ibig sabihin nito, okay, tanggalin ko muna ito. Ano ba ito? Okay. So dahil sinabi niya na E is equal to 0, it means na yung load natin is banda dito. Di ba? And notice that this force is already acting at the center ng ating weld group. So ano ba ibig sabihin nito? This only means that this is concentrically loaded connection. So basically, this force will be distributed equally sa buong length ng ating welds. So ano lang gagawin natin? When E is equal to 0, we will analyze this due to direct load only. Okay? This makes sense. This makes sense kasi wala namang may-induce na moment, di ba? When E is equal to 0. So ano yung formula gagamitin? FB is equal to force over the total length. So kung saan yung P natin as given, this is 280,000 at yung length natin, kay paano ba yung length? So nandito yung weld length guys ha. So pag i-project natin yung weld length, ito po yun. So that is your L. So to get the total length, no, yung isang length na to, this is dalawang 2S, dalawang S1, tapos tatlong S2. So since kabilaan po ito, we need to multiply it by 2. Okay? So this is equal to 610 mm. So therefore, okay, our force due to direct load, that is 459.02 Newton per mm. Okay. Ngayon, since nagdi-design tayo ng weld thickness, wag nating kalimutan yung pinaka-principle, di ba? Actual stress should be less than or equal sa allowable stress. In layman's term, kumbaga, dapat mas malaki yung capacity natin kumpara sa stress na pwedeng idulot ng force na 280 kilonewton. So ano ba yung stress? Di ba baon natin yan, di ba? O force over area less than equal sa allowable stress. So yung force natin, that is FB over 0.707 TW. Now dito ko i-emphasize lang guys ha. Kasi yung iba, okay, dito na mamali. Ang ginagawa, nilalagyan pa ng L dito. That is wrong, no? Sir, di ba yung area ng welds, this is 0.707 TW times L. Well, technically speaking, you are correct. But this is not valid for this context. Kasi itong FB na to, this is, ano ba to, Newton per mm. So by unit analysis, this does not make sense. So you have Newton per mm, i-divide mo sa TW, that is mm, di ba? Okay, yung length, that is also in mm. So what would be the resulting unit? So this is equal na yun sa Newton per mm to the third. And this is not equal kanino? Kay megapascal because megapascal is Newton per mm squared. Okay, I hope naintindihan niyo na. So let's continue. So yung FBW, substitute lang tayo dyan. And we get already this answer. Now, nung lumabas to sa board exam, unang tanong, nakangiti lang sila kasi yun, 4.48. Kuha na agad yung sagot natin. That is 4.5 mm. Okay? Let's go to the second question. Yung pangalawa. Given that P is 280 kilonewton and E is equal to 45 mm, determine the critical shear. Okay. Because of the presence of the eccentricity, kailangan po nating i-account yung moment na pwedeng i-induce caused by this eccentricity, di ba? So therefore, itong critical shear na to, this is not only for the direct load only, no? This is plus the moment effect. So critical shear only means resultant. In getting the resultant, that is just FB squared plus FT squared. So due to direct load, no, kanina pa to, so P over L lang yan. So, kuha na natin yan. And parehas lang yan kanina, di ba? 459.02 Newton per mm. Na yung pinaka-concern natin dito is the FT. Kasi hindi natin alam kung anong klaseng moment yan. Kung bending moment or twisting moment. Take note, ibang moment, iba po yung formula. For bending, that is MC over I. Pag twisting, that is TR over J. Now, itong load na to, by visual inspection, this is out of plane load. Meaning to say, hindi po siya nag-a-act sa mismong plane ng ating welds. Kasi nandito naman yung plane ng welds eh. Nandito yung load. Naka-offset siya with eccentricity, di ba? So, pag out of plane po yung load, matic bending po yung effect niyan. Okay? Pero hindi naman tayo siguro maguluhan sa out of plane na yan, in plane load na yan. So, ganito guys. Okay, gawa lang natin to ng convention guys ha. If you can generate moment about X or moment about Y, ang palaging effect nito is bending. MZ naman, this is twisting. For bending, this is MC over I. Nandito namang twisting, this is TR over J. Okay? So, halimbawa, ito yung ating connection. Nandito yung plane natin, di ba? So, akong ginagawa ko, pag ito na yung plane mismo, okay? Ito na yung mismong Y ko, ito naman mismo yung X. Kung nasaan po yung ating plane ng connection, matic, that's already the X and Y axis, ha? Ito yung Y, ito po yung Z. So, sino yung natitira natin? Okay, yung natitira dito, okay, yung nandito guys, this is your Z axis. Pag titingin tayo sa side view, ang makikita natin na axis dito is the Z axis. Do you follow? Z-axis to, di ba? At ito namang nakatayo, this is still your Y. Now, itong nandito, guys, this is your X-axis, di ba? Okay. So, at least na-establish na natin yung mga axis. If the load is eccentric, normally, pupunta yan doon sa pinaka-centroid. Idilipat natin. But in return, meron po yung daladalang moment. So, yung moment niya is pa ganyan. O, tingnan natin, guys, ha? O saang axis siya nagmo-moment, so umiikot. This is moment about X, right? If moment about X ka, therefore the effect is bending. And therefore the formula is MC over I. Okay? So I hope nasundin lang. So i-clear ko lang to. Therefore, due to bending, this is FT equals MC over I. Ano yung moment natin? So that is P times E lang yan, di ba? 280,000 times 45, and that is 12.6 times 10 raised to the power of 6 Newton per Newton mm. So ano yung C at saka I natin? O, take a look. So ito dadalhin ko to papunta dito ha. Okay, nagdalhin na. Okay, ito yung axis natin. So ito yung height natin, which is na-solve na natin kanina. That is 305. Okay, mm. So bali yung C natin, saan ba yan? Ito na, 305 over 2. Bakit 305 over 2? Kasi siya yung pinakamalayo with respect sa neutral axis, di ba? Kung ikaw yung pinakamalayo with respect sa neutral axis, ikaw yung pinaka-nasasaktan, di ba? O, huwag ka nang umiyak. Okay, so ito, this is our FT. Okay? So, therefore, we can say that these welds right here are the most critical weld. Okay? So, paano ba pagkuha ng moment of inertia pag ganyan? Okay? Pag kukuha tayo ng moment of inertia, we treat these welds as lines. Para lang siyang lines. So, ganun pa rin naman yung pagkuha. That is summation centroidal moment of inertia about x plus AD squared. So, kasi this is line, di ba? So, pag line po yan, ibig sabihin, yung ating width nito, napakanipis. Pero pwede natin yan i-consider as 1 or unity. So, what will happen? That is 2 kasi kabilaan. So, BH cube over 12 plus BH 0 squared. O bakit naging 0 yan? Kasi notice guys, nandito yung x local, 'di ba? Ng ating weld na to. Nandito naman yung x local. Nasaan yung x global? Eh di nandito, 'di ba? So, if nandito yung x global, nandito yung x local, anong mapapansin natin? They coincide the same axis. So, ibig sabihin, walang perpendicular distance na mangyari. There is no d distance. Kaya zero po yan, di ba? So, therefore, we are left with this equation. So substitute na lang tayo. Kuha na natin yung FT. So the FT is equal to 406.342 Newton per mm. So in order to get the resultant, kuha na natin yan. That is 613.04 Newton per mm. Okay, so ganun lang po siya kasimple. What if, sir, nakahiga naman? Okay, paano ba pagkuha ng moment of inertia? Ito lang gawin mo. Establish ka lang ng axis. Tapos, di ba, ito yung depth. Ito yung B natin. So, mangyayari, itong width na to, okay, ito yung magiging height, kumbaga. So, you treat that as unity din. 1. So, ganun pa rin naman, yung moment of inertia is equal to the summation of the centroidal moment of inertia plus the AD squared. Okay? So, basically, that is 2 kasi kabilaan. B times yung height natin, yun na yung magiging 1, no? Over 12 plus BH times D over 2 raised to 2. Yung C na yan, guys, yung D na yan, ito na yun, no? Kasi, nandito yung X local na natin eh. O, nandito yung X global. So, meaning, hindi nag-coincide itong axis na to sa axis na to. So, we need to transfer, di ba? So, yung dimension na to, this is D over 2. Kaya, ito po yan. Okay? So, notice na itong B times 1 raised to 3 over 12, sobrang liit nito, guys, kasi yung nakikube mo is 1. Diba? So, we take this as negligible lang. So, kung negligible, guys, hindi po yan makaka-apekto sa pinaka moment of inertia natin. So, if that is negligible, is 0 lang natin yan. Okay? So, hence, Ix is equal to 2 times BH times D over 2 raised to 2. So, ito po yung Ix natin. I hope nasundan lang, guys, ha? Okay? So, let's proceed to the third question. If the bolt capacity in double shear is VU, 173.2 kilonewton and E is equal to 45 mm, gulo lahat. Kasi, ang sinabi lang dito is bolt capacity. Okay, can we take this individually or by group na ba to? Okay, nung lumabas sa board exam, guys, this is taken as the group capacity. Ha? Bolt group capacity na po ito, ha? Kasi ang laki naman ng 173.2 kung bawat bawat bolt, 'di ba? So this is taken as group. Okay? So yung double shear na sinasabi niya, ito yung ating bolt na nandito. Kasi double shear naman talaga, 'di ba? So yung capacity is 173.2. Kumbaga yung resistance ng pinaka bolt group is ito na 'yon, no? PU. Saan ba yan equal? Hindi sa load na in-apply natin, di ba? Pwede natin ano yan, kasi nagde-design ho tayo, di ba? So, VU is equal to P was 173.2 kilonewton. So, nga pala, yung sa pre-boards nyo, I guess yung nakalagay doon is each volt capacity, di ba? So, mas klaro yun kaysa sa board exam. So, yung each volt capacity, sabihin you need to multiply it by 4 pa. Ha? So, yun. Okay? Pero ito yung lumabas sa board exam based on my source. So due to direct load, FB is equal to P over L. Kung saan, okay, yung length natin, ganun pa rin naman, hindi yan magbabago. Yung FB lang natin, 283.93 kasi bumaba yun. Naging 173.200 Newton per mm. So due to bending, bending pa rin yung effect. So ganun pa rin naman guys, no? Just repeat for performance, ganun pa rin. So you get the FT equals 251.35. So there you go. Kuha na po natin yung resultant. So since weld thickness yung hinahanap, we just need this principle. Actual stress should be less than or equal sa actual allowable stress. Ano ba yung actual stress? The force over area. Yung force natin, do not forget that this is in terms of Newton per mm. Divide natin ng 0.707 TW. Less than equal sa FBW. So, wag mo nang lagyan ng L dito, guys, kasi per mm na po tayo. So, by substitution, okay, kuha na po natin yung TW. And this is 3.699. So, dito sila nagkalituhan. Yung mga past na nag-take, kasi ang layo daw ng 3.699 sa 4.5. Ang take ko naman dito, kasi pag nagdi-design ka guys, ng thickness, you always round up. Ha? Kasi, 'di ba? Para maging safe ka. Okay na 'yun na mas makapal yung thickness kaysa mas manipis, 'di ba? So dapat yung sagot natin diyan is 4.5 mm. Okay? So ganun po yung pagdi-design. At saka parang ang sinabi kasi ni Ma'am Tricia, parang nakopy lang to sa first, parang nakopy lang yung choices na to sa first na item. Kasi ito din yung choices sa first item eh. So parang hindi na bago. Pero ako kung magsagot ako nito, I opt to to design the weld thickness as 4.5 para safe ako. Ang pangit guys, pag mag 3.5 ka, mag-fail po yan. Okay? So I hope nasundan lang. So, bigyan ko kayo ng alternate solution ito. Ha? Kasi medyo nahabaan tayo dito na sa due to bending tas due to direct load. Since yung ipo natin hindi naman nagbago, 'di ba? 45 pa rin, 'di ba? It does not change from the previous item. We can do ratio proportion para makuha yung resultant. So ano bang gagawin? The R1 over R2 equals P1 over P2. Kung saan, yung R1 natin is 613.04 at P1 equals 280. So ito yung nasa number 2, di ba? So 613 yung nakuha natin na critical shear kung saan yung P1 is 280. So ang gagawin natin, hahanapin po natin yung R2 given that yung P2 natin is 173.2. Right? So pag makuha na natin yan, there you go. Nakuha na po natin yung resultant. Yung resultant na to, isasalpak natin dito and we get the thickness already. Okay? So ganun lang po. Pero pag guys this is only valid if they have the same eccentricity. Kasi pag hindi na guys, kailangan mo gawin. Okay? So, lang. So I hope na simple lang. This is our first item, our first situation. Can we move on to the next? Wala tayong magagawa. Set. Tayo. Next. Sige. Ginawan ko to ng summary. Okay? Para sa bolts, if applied by bending, yan, no? Bending naman na. So, pag ganyan, ito yung bending, ito yung ating shear. Diba? So, tensile stress, force due to bending only. Yung shear stress due to direct load only. Note, hindi pwede nating i-combine at saka kunin natin yung resultant to solve for the stress because every force will have different effects with respect to its area. So we need to check the individual limit state. O remember, ito. Itong ating tensile to, di ba? Kasi bakit? Yung area na to perpendicular sa force na to, di ba? Dito namang FB, this is shearing. So hindi po natin kailangan na kunin yung resultant. No, mag-iiba po yun. Ano yung kunin mo dyan? Huwag mo sabihin, kunin mo yung resultant dito. O paano ba yan? Hindi na yan normal at the same time, hindi na yan parallel. Anong tawag doon? Ewan ko. No? So itong FT, klaro naman na perpendicular yan. Itong ating yung plane with respect sa ating FB, that is parallel. So you need to check this individually ha. Huwag mong i-resultant. Okay? Pero ganito, guys. If ever pinapa-consider talaga kasi sa totoong design, if you have both forces na nag-act dito sa board, use code given for the reduced capacity of tension due to the presence of shear. Mababawasan kasi yung tension capacity if meron kang shear force. Okay? So nababawasan yan. So gagamitin mo yung code na to. Nakita mo ba to? Gaano to kahaba? O, di ba? Oh, hindi yan lalabas. Kalma lang, di ba? Huwag mo nang, ano yan. Anong gusto nating patunayan? Diba? Oh, ganito. If applied by torsion naman, oh, klaro, 'di ba guys? Yung torsion natin, ito naman yung torsion natin. 'Di ba pa, yung torsion is ito bending, 'di ba? Pag ganyan siya. O yung force natin is perpendicular. Pero yung ating dito, yung bending that is parallel naman sa plane. Okay? So parallel siya. So yung ating mga forces dito, ano man, mga shearing effect, 'di ba? So therefore, kung shearing effect ng torsion at due to direct shear or direct load, there is no tensile stress can be induced. So, neither of the forces is normal to the area, right? So, walang tensile. Makes sense. So, both of them are parallel sa area. So, as such, you can use the resultant force which will cause the shearing stress. So, yung shear stress, kunin mo lang, no? Yung resultant due to the combined direct load and torsion. I hope malinaw po yun, no? Kasi namamali yung iba dito. Okay, for welds naman, no, it doesn't matter. So, kaya lang, ang tandaan nyo, wala pong tension, stress, na maidudulot yung force doon sa weld. Shear stress lang. So, ang gawin mo, okay, kunin mo lang yung resultant always. Ha? Again, pag welds, kunin mo lang yung resultant always. Hindi mo ba napapansin, guys? Ang palaging binibigay sa welds is the allowable shearing stress sa weld. 'Di ba? Ito yung binibigay palagi sa weld eh. Meaning to say, ang palaging mai-induce ng mga forces is shear stress only. I hope klaro tayo yun na. So, that's always shearing lang. Okay? So, okay, pamay na lang ako. 1, 2, 3. Pass. Set na lang. Gusto nyo. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Next tayo. Yun. Okay? So, this is also the latest na board exam, November 2023. Refer to the earth dam shown in the figure. So, meron kang unit weight ng soil, 17.3 kilonewton per meters per meter. Bale, nung lumabas to sa board exam, may isang set ata, ewan ko no, may isang set na medyo naliitan yung pagkasulat nito. Ewan ko kung sinadya ni ma'am or ano ba, napakaliit ang sulat daw nito. To the point na parang hindi ito na-consider. Yung ginamit na unit weight dito is yung 23.4. Okay, mali po yun. No, kasi this is earth dam eh. Di ba? So, ang gagamitin natin is the unit weight ng soil. Ha? 17.3. So, careful kayo guys ha. Dapat magbasa po tayo ng basahin niyo talaga. Alam kong dalang-dala kayo sa emosyon niyo eh. Diba? Excited kayo. So, kailangan basahin ng maigi. Okay? So, yung dimension, binigay din naman. So, 2 meters, 14 meters, yung H1, dito po yun, tapos 9. So, yung coefficient of friction, binigay din. Determine the following. So, factor of safety against overturning. Ito lang muna unahin natin. Okay? So, in-establish ko na yung mga dimensions dito para hindi na tayo, hindi magulo. Diba? So, solution. Solve for the weights and hydrostatic forces of the force muna ha. So, yung weight, alam naman natin that is just gamma ng material times volume. Yung horizontal force, gamma ng water times h bar times area. 'Di ba? So, ito, pwede natin pangatiin into 3 sections. So, this is our weight 1. It could be our weight 2. Ito naman yung weight 3. So, dito namamali yung iba. Kasi alam nyo, hindi nasasali po yung weight ng water. So, kailangan isali natin. To guys ha, kawawa naman to pag hindi natin isali. Diba? So, ano pa? That is your hydrostatic force, FH. Okay. So, Using 1 meter strip analysis, so weight 1, that is gamma soil, volume 1. So 17.3 times this 2 base times this height, 2 times 12. And we have this value. Pwede mong i-store yan kay A, right? So ito naman, volume 2. So asan ba yung volume 2? Ito yun, no? Triangle. Naalala niyo pa ba yung volume na area ng triangle? Naalala pa? So 1/2 times base times height. O times 1 meter para 1 meter strip. 622.8 kilonewton. No? Store nyo yan sa So, ang weight natin ng pangatlo, parehas lang yan sa weight ng pangalawa. Diba? Kasi symmetrical lang. So, you can store that to C. Okay. Yung weight naman ng water. So, ito naman guys. Dito naman namamali yung iba. Kasi, akala nila na itong triangle na to, yung base is already the 6 meter. Okay? So, akala nila ito na yung base. Guys, mali po yan na gawin mong base yan ha. Okay, bakit sir? O ganito guys, klarong-klaro na yung ating width lang dito or base is ito lang guys. Dito lang siya nag-terminate eh. So, ito lang gamitin mo. O sabihin natin that is Z. So, ano ba yung volume niyan? E di 1/2 times Z times 9 times 1 meter strip. Right? So, okay, by ratio and proportion, since they have the same slope, di ba? Huwag kang mag-ratio and proportion kung di parehas yung slope, ha? Sabi ko sa'yo. Z over 9, so base over height, tapos base over height. So, Z over 9, tapos 6 over 12. Okay? So, we get Z equals 4.5 meters. Okay? So, kuha na po natin yung weight 4. You can store that to D. So, kuha na po din natin yung FH, ha? So, FH is equal to ganyan. O, sir, pwede ba gawin kong ganito? Kunin ko to. Okay? Sabi natin ganyan. That is my aerostatic force acting on this. Well, guys, okay naman. Pero, gusto mong mahirapan, okay lang din naman. Pero, paano mo pag-moment dito, di ba? Paano mo yan i-moment? Project mo yan dito. Bahala ka sa buhay, di ba? Guys, okay, wag mo na lang ganyan yan na. Kunin mo na lang to. Itong guys, itong value na to, this is the resultant of this and this. I-component mo yan para hindi ka mahirapan mag-moment. Okay, I hope nasundan nyo lang. So, let's answer. Factor of safety against overturning. So, Fs equals Rm over OM. Ano ba yung Rm? So, writing moment. O, tama na moment. O, paano ba yan? O, moment ka saan? O, dito dito sa hinliliit mo. Okay? So, that is the toe, di ba? Tapos, ang gagawin, edi magmo-moment tayo. Moment tayo dyan. Okay? Pero kailangan natin ng mga, ng mga x distances, di ba? O, ito. Ito yung x1. X distance from this weight 1 with respect sa toe natin. So, kalahati ng 2 plus 6. So, 3 times 6. Yung ating x3 naman, that is 1/3 of this 6 plus 2 plus 6. Yung weight 4 naman, ito naman. So, pwede mong gawin, no? Backdoor mo. 14 minus the 1/3 of 4.5. Okay, so this is your x4. Naisali na lang din natin itong FH na to. Saan ba yung niya? Location? 9/3 kasi triangular lang yan, di ba? Okay, so since na-establish na natin yan, so solve na natin to. This is 14108.76. So yung OM natin, this is 1191.92. Therefore, kuha na natin to. This is 11.84. So this is the final answer. Okay? Pwede ba as one yung trapezoid? Since symmetrical lang naman sila. Ay! Pwede yun. Ay, asan ba yan? Wait lang. Pwede yun. Okay. So, ginawa ko lang to just in case hindi siya symmetrical. Pero if this is symmetrical, guys, just like this one, no? Pwede mo siyang kunin mo yung resultant, okay? Kunin mo yung pinaka-weight ng buong trapezoid na to. Hindi ka na mahirapan kasi the distance from the center line going to the toe is 14/7 lang, di ba? So, pwede mong gawin to get the RM, okay, plus C, okay, okay, times the moment arm, di ba? Which is 14/2. Pero wag mong kalimutan itong W4 ha, which is nakastore na din kay, kanina ba? Okay? Kay D. Yeah. Ito pa rin. 14 minus 1/3 times 4.5. So, I believe same pa rin yung makukuha natin. Okay? So, yeah. Thank you for the input. So, ganun na. Pwede mo yan i-ano, kunin yung pinaka ano dito. Kasi symmetrical. Ginawa ko lang to guys ha, just in case kasi hindi siya symmetrical. Alright? So, okay lang ba yan? Factor of safety against sliding naman. Okay, so ano ba yung formula natin dito? Okay, so ano ba to? Feeling, Shuri, diba? Shuri. So, mu times Ry over Rx. So, asan ba yung Ry? Ito yung Ry. Ito yung Rx natin. So, to get the Ry, summation forces vertical ka lang. Okay, W1 plus W2 plus W3 plus W4. And you get this, 1859.45 kilonewton. So, yung Rx naman, summation lang tayo dyan. So, that is 397.305. So, kuha na natin to, and this is 2.11. Sa choices, this is 2.1. Okay? So, ganun lang. So, basically guys, ang pinaka talaga medyo matrabaho lang dito is yung pagkuha ng loads. Okay? Pagsagaan mo na lang, di ba? Eccentricity of the reaction. Okay, so ano ba yung eccentricity na yan? So, that is just B/2 minus X bar. So, paano ba yan? Asan ba yung E? Gawa ka ng center line dyan. Ito po yung E natin. So, this is the distance of this Ry with respect to center line. Ito naman yung X bar natin, di ba? So, basically, since this whole thing is B, so this is B/2. So, by geometry, E is just B/2 minus X. So, kung saan, yung B natin is 14, and yung X bar natin is RM minus OM over RY. From previous solution, nakuha na natin yun, di ba? So, diretso natin. So, this is X bar, that is 6.947. So, kuha na natin yung E, that is 0.053. Okay, pag ganito guys letter B, 0.53. Ito naman, 0.053. Posible kang magkamali dyan guys. Ang gawin mo, kada decimal, i-check mo talaga, 0.000053. Kasi, isang, di ba, ano na, sigurado ba? Panigurado na tayo. Ganun na kasi ako dati. Kasi palagi ako naka-clumsy pag nagpipili ng choices. So, iba yung iba yung naano ko na tinitingnan, iba yung na-shade ko. So, tip na lang din yan. Okay, ganun lang po sa problem na po ito. Okay, that is already answered. Let's proceed to the next problem. Okay. So, ito naman, okay. So, baka to guys, lalabas na naman to. First, lumabas ito 2018 eh. Tapos, pangalawang labas is 2021. So, baka ngayon, 2024, baka hindi natin alam, di ba? Kasi, kung napapansin niyo sa pattern, parang nakakaligtaan niyo yung yung steel. Yung steel. Kasi puro halos RCD. So yung sa steel lang, parang medyo focus siya sa connection. So labasin talaga kasi yung connection. So let's read this. A 12-meter simply supported steel beam is subjected to uniformly distributed loads. Nga pala, ito kinopya ko to sa exact na board exam. Pati yung choices guys kopya ko yan. So given yung properties, okay, loads causing bending about the strong axis, dead load is ito including the beam weight, as concentrated live load at midspan. So number 1. Okay. Determine the load P based on the design flexural strength of the beam and U. Given yung P, that is 0.9. Factored load combination, binigay din. Okay. So, itong problem na to, this is under plastic analysis. Plastic analysis talaga to. So, we need to solve this using collapse mechanism. So, paano ba yung idea nun? Diba? O recall kayo, alam naman natin na daan natin ito. No? So, recall ko lang kayo. So, halimbawa ito yung beam, sinubject natin yan ng load. So, meron tayong 1.2 dito because kailangan guys naka-ultimate. Because it's the ultimate load that can cause collapse at hindi po yung service load. So, kailangan po maglagay ka ng factor. Okay? So, pag ganito po yung loading natin, tapos simply supported, ang plastic hinge na mabubuo is obviously nasa gitna yan. Okay? Pero kung meron kang concentrated load, which happens to be nasa gitna din, hindi nasa gitna talaga yung plastic hinge na mabubuo natin. Okay? So what would be the collapse mechanism? So ito po yung mangyayari dyan. So itong nandito banda, ito yung point na yon kung saan nangyari yung plastic hinge. Therefore, madidevelop dyan yung plastic moment. So itong Y na to, this is your linear displacement. Ito nandito, this is your angular displacement. This one is beta. Now, do you agree, guys, na if this is alpha, therefore, yung angle na nandito is alpha plus beta. Okay? So, this is the total length. Paano ba pag-solve ng collapse mechanism? Okay. Tandaan nyo to, guys, ha. If we are solving collapse mechanism, we just use the principle of virtual work method. Kung saan, ini-equate lang po natin yung work done by the external load sa work done by the internal loads. But remember, we have two types of load here. Uniform at saka concentrated load. If you have uniform load, para siyang ano yung idea sa no sa influence line diagram. If you have uniform load, minomultiply mo siya sa displaced shape ng ating beam, 'di ba? So ganun lang po dito. Since we have uniform load, imomultiply mo siya sa area na nabuo. O anong area to? So triangle yan, 'di ba? So multiply mo yan dito sa uniform load. Yung concentrated load naman, imomultiply mo siya sa kanyang respective ordinate, kung saan siya nakalocate. Since this is located at the midspan, ito po yung Y na kailangan nating i-multiply. Okay? Ganun lang po sa work done by the external load. Pero pagdating sa work done by the internal load, so ano ba yung load internally? Di ba yung moment? So saan natin siya i-multiply so that we can produce work? I-multiply mo siya sa angular displacement. And in this case, yung kanyang angular displacement here is alpha plus beta. So the equation would be like this. WU times the area. Area to guys, di ba? Area ng triangle. Plus the PU times the Y equals this one, no? This is your moment, no? Lagyan natin ng phi because naka-ultimate po to nandito. Tapos alpha plus beta. Alright. So, yung phi natin, MP, yung phi natin, 0.9 yun na. So, Fy times Zx. Okay. Parang nadiretso ko to. Pero anyway, itong nangyari sa board exam ha. Kasi ito yung board exam namin eh. Ang nangyari sa board exam, walang naibigay na Fy. Wala po. This is wala. Ito wala. Ito eh. Ang ginawa ko, nag-try lang ako ng 248. Okay? Tapos, 345. At saka 415. No, i-try nyo yung tatlo na yan. Nasa tatlo lang yan nilalabas. Pero, ito yung ununa ko, yung 248. Tapos, yung pangalawa naman, 345. 345. Nagkataon na lumabas na siya. Yung lumabas na yung sagot. Pero yung 415, tinry ko din, just in case, wala namang lumabas na sagot. So, therefore, ito yung ating Fy. Yung Zx naman, that is based on the given, guys. Hindi ko na ilagay dito. Parang na-shortcut ko to eh. Sige lang, coaching naman to eh. Diba? So, ang lalabas dito is 661.365 kilonewton meter. Okay? So, okay, baka may magtanong ba? Sir, bakit Zx yung ginagamit dito? Ito Y. Hindi ba dapat Zy to? Guys, yung Y na nandito, this is yield strength, kaya Y yan. Regardless kung ZX or ZY, it's always Y. Okay, paano ba yung ZX, sir? Paano ba natin malaman na ZX yan or ZY? Okay. It's a matter of kung saan siya nagbe-bend. Okay, halimbawa, mag-cut ako dito. Pag mag-cut ako dito, guys, may lalabas na moment, di ba, dito? Okay, ang galing niya nga dito, di ba? Labas kayo ng moment dito. So, ang gagawin ko, kunin ko yung section na yan, i-redraw ko yung section na yan. Okay, ito yung ating Y, ito naman yung ating X, di ba? So, ito sundan ko lang to, guys, ha? Sundan ko lang yung kanyang rotation. Di ba, ganyan siya? Oh, saan siya nagmo-moment? Saan siya umiikot? Obviously, guys, moment about X, that is Y. Yung gagamitin mo dito is ZX at hindi ZY. Di ba? I hope na-follow niyo na. At saka anong sabi ni Ma'am Proxy? Loads causing bending about the strong axis. Guys, pag strong axis, x-axis yan, di ba? Pag I-section, um, yung ating x-axis dyan, that is the strong axis. O bakit strong siya, sir? Sana all. Kasi siya yung pinakamalaki moment of inertia, di ba? Kaysa sa y. Kaya tinawag natin yung y as the weak axis. Okay? I hope nasundan lang. I-clear ko lang to guys para malinis lang. Okay, so ito na yun, no? So this is the ultimate load. O ito, gusto ko lang emphasize to itong tangent alpha. So, kailangan natin express yung mga angular displacements in terms of the linear displacement y. So, using trigonometry, that is tangent alpha opposite over adjacent. So, y over 6, kasi kalahati ng 12 is 6, di ba? Kaya lang, itong mga angular displacement na to, itong mga angles na to, these are very, very small values, di ba? So, maliliit. So, nagsosolve ba kayo? Na-notice nyo guys? Na sobrang liit yung during your theory of structures? Nagsosolve ba tayo? Or hindi? Oy. So, since sobrang liit nito, okay, we can equate this as the alpha itself. And that is equal to y over 6. Ganun din po sa ating beta. Okay, so y over 16 yan. So, by substitution, kukuha mo na po yung ating PL, that is 83.8. And that's exactly says. So, yun. Okay? Okay. Magbigay lang ako ng equal to 1 or the plastic hinge na pwede ma-develop is 1. O paano ba yun? Okay? I think ito yung mas ginagawa ng iba kaysa yung plastic analysis. Yung collapse mechanism. Okay? So, MU less than equals sa ultimate capacity. So, sino man yung MD? MD is the moment caused by the dead load, right? So, ano ba yung maximum moment na pwedeng i-induce ng uniform dead load na to? Ano ba? WS squared over 8. Tama? Pag live load naman, concentrated lang naman to, ano ba yung moment? Hindi PL over 4. Right? So, substitute mo dyan. Okay? Yun. Huwag mong kalimutan yung 1.2, 1.6 sa isa. Substitute, there you go. Kuha mo na agad yung PL. That is 83.8. So, alin yung mas pipiliin niyo? Yung collapse mechanism or ito? Okay. This is only valid guys pag pH is equal to 1. We cannot use this if the pH is more than 1. Okay? So, yung last November 2018, I guess November yun eh. Ewan ko lang guys, I'm not sure. Basta 2018 ata yun. Yung lumabas sa kanila is hindi simple supported beam. Prop beam siya. Pag prop beam, indeterminate yan, di ba? Eh di hindi na po iisa yung plastic hinge na mabubuo. So, ito yung prop beam. Okay, nandito. Saan ba yung plastic hinge na mabubuo dito? Obviously, nandito ha. Okay, ito. Okay, change ko lang to. Okay. Ito, plastic hinge to nandito. Okay, ito naman, we have plastic hinge na nandito. Ito naman, ito yung tunay mong kaibigan, di ba? Oo, ito yung dalawang kaibigan, di ba? So, ito naman, plastic hinge na nandito, di ba? Okay, so obviously, dyan mangyayari yung plastic moment. So, yung tanong, saan yung location nito? Yung location nito guys, alam ko na i-discuss natin to, no? So this is 0.414L. Sir, kailangan pa ba i-memorize yan? Yes, i-memorize mo yan guys ha. That's 0.414L. Okay? So, yeah, pag ganito lang guys ha, pag uniform loading, ito yung basa prop beam. So hindi ka pwede gumamit ng ano no, ng maximum moment no. Okay? So mamamali po tayo diyan. So ito sa lapong din sa spinning ruler. Walang moment yan. Beam naman. Ano yung collapse mechanism niya? Ito plastic hinge din naman. Ito plastic hinge din naman, 'di ba? So puro to mga plastic. So ng ano mo. So yan. So nasa gitna po yung nandito ha. This is L/2. Pag uniform load lang tapos fixed ended. Okay? So just ano no, scan nyo to para at least ready tayo, 'di ba? So pero we are hoping na simply supported lang para at least mapadali yung pag-solve natin ba, 'di ba? So yun. Let's proceed to the next problem. Determine the P based on the design shear strength of the beam VU. Shear stress at factor loads, VU equals P 0.6 Fy. Tapos yung resistance is 1.0. So yun. Paano ba? Okay, ganun pa rin guys, required strength. VU is equal to um, less than, VU must be less than or equal sa ating ultimate capacity. So, yung design shear strength natin, PVN. So, itong fee natin, di ba, ito yun, tama ba? This is the fee. Okay, so palitan ko lang. So, ito yung fee natin. This one, di ba, force man siya. Force man to, di ba? Jadi, what is force? Di ba? Stress times area. Stress, ito naman yung area natin. So, force times area, this is force, ha? So, yung stress, saan ba galing yung 0.6 Fy? Ito po yun, ha? This one. Tapos, ito naman yung area ng ating section. So, meron lang CV dito. So, sino ba tong CV na to? Okay. So, yung area natin, okay, simply DTW lang yan, guys, ha? Kasi pag mag-draw tayo ng I section, okay, so wala ka, mo yung magkikerry majority ng ating shear stress. 'Di ba? Paano ba yung shear stress nito? Naku, baka mamali ako. Wait lang. Baka mag-viral tayo. Ayusin ko. Baka, oops. Tapos gaganyan. Tapos biglang gaganito. Ano ba yun? Tapos gaganyan, di ba? Okay? So, dito guys, itong portion na to, carried by the, ano ba to? Carried by the web. So, that is why, sabi ni Code, para mas simple, DTW ka na. Sa code talaga yan, guys, ha? So, yung CV natin, wag mag-alala, 1 lang din pala yan. So, VVN is equal to 848.7 kilonewton. And there you go. This is 1.2. So, ito guys, ha, this is for the dead load. Ito naman, this is for the live load. Ito yung maximum shear na pwedeng i-induce ng uniform load. If we draw the stress the shear diagram, 'di ba para siyang ganito. Tapos gaganyan siya. Okay? So dito guys, itong shear na to, this is your WU over times L over 2 plus ka ng PU over 2. Kung saan yung WU mo, that is 1.2 of the dead uniform, ito naman 1.6 of the live. Okay, so ito po yan. Okay, I hope nasundan nilang guys ha. So, sure tayo sa maximum moment, i-draw mo na lang yung shear diagram. So, by substitution, 952.875. Naglalag ba ako? Naglalag ba ako? Or baka sa internet niya na lang yun. Mahina kasi yung internet ko eh. Nakadata lang ako. So, pero ano man, parang bearable lang din naman. Bearable lang ba? Or ano ba? Baka mabilis lang ako? Ganun? Naglalag ako sa ano daw eh. Sa FB Live. I'm not sure kung dito naglag ba din ako. Okay, so let's continue. So for the last question, we have service load. The allowable mid-span deflection due to the live load is 1 over 360 of the span. Determine the P based on the allowable deflection. So, ito yung ating configuration, di ba? Okay. So, ano ba yung ating allowable? That is 12,000 mm over 360. And that is 33.33 mm. So, yung ating deflection due to the live load, this is equal to PL cube over 48 EI. So, guys, wag nating kalimutan to ha. Sige nga, ano nga pag uniform? 5 over 384, no? Ito yung po yung constant. WL to the fourth EI. Pag uniform, guys ha. Pero pag concentrated load at midspan, PL cube over 48 EI. Okay, so substitute lang tayo. Guys, live load lang po ha. At saka, ang sabi niya, service load. O pag service load, wag mong i-ultimate yan ha. Wag mong i-factor up. So, therefore, okay, this is equal to 73.5 thousand. 73,500 Newton. So, that's it. This is the final answer. Ito yung sagot natin. Okay? So, basta tandaan nyo guys, what if hindi sinabi na due to the live load? Then ha, baka isali mo PD plus PL. So, mali po yun guys kasi we're talking about serviceability. So, yung live load lang po yung consider natin. Okay? So, I hope klaro po yan. Let's proceed to the last. Ay, hindi pala to last. So, last na to. Okay, ito. Sheet pile. So, the sheet pile shown is provided with tension rods spaced 3 meters apart. The wooden stringers has D equals 350 mm and can be considered simply supported at each connection to the tension rod. Allowable bending and shearing stresses of the stringer are 16.2 megapascal and 1.84 megapascal respectively. So ito po yung ating figure, no? So ito yung ating DB. So ito yung D kaysa naman yung B natin. Pag ganyan. Okay, ano ba yung tanong dito? What is the design moment of the stringer in kilonewton per meter? Kilonewton meter. Huwag mo nang isipin yung moment na to. Let us establish the forces. So, since this is tension rod, of course, meron po yung tension, di ba? Tapos, ito namang F1, this is caused by the lateral force ng earth or the soil. Kasi itong F2, this is your hydrostatic force. So, yung F1, that is 1 half Ka gamma ng soil H squared, diba? So, that is equal to what? 89.91 kilonewton per meter. For F2 naman, that is 1.2 gamma ng water times H2. So, yung F2 natin, that is 35.76 kilonewton per meter. So, by taking summation moment at the pin, ano bang makukuha natin dito? It's the tension, di ba? So, T times 2.1 plus F2. So, asan ba yung F2Y, ang Y2 tsaka Y1? So, ito yung FY1 natin. So, that is the distance from the force 1 with respect sa pin. Ito naman yung ating F2 with respect sa ating pin, that is Y2 naman. So, substitute mo lang siya. Okay? So, therefore, we have this T equals 61.741 kilonewton per meter. Now, this is per meter pa lamang, guys, ha? So, since we are spaced 3 meters apart, so you multiply mo to ng 3 meters and you get 185.22 kilonewton. Now, ano nang gagawin natin? Okay? So, ito yung dapat nating maunang makuha, guys, ha? O bakit, sir? O ganito. Okay. So, ito kasi yung, para mas ma-imagine nyo, ito yung forma ng ating stringer. So, bale, okay, ito yung ating wooden stringer. Ito nakikita nyo, no? Ito yung wooden stringer. Ito naman yung mga tension rod na nandito. So, itong brown, that is the lateral force. Saka yung white, saka yung pink, that is your tension rod. Okay? I hope na-imagine nyo, ha? So, yun. So, what is the design moment? Okay, ito gawin. Okay, di ba kung titingin tayo sa top view ha, top view. Ito yung makikita natin, di ba? I hope na-imagine nyo, guys. Pag titingin ka sa top view, ito yung makikita natin. So, yun. Okay, nakita nyo ba? Pinaghirapan ko yun. Di ba? Yan po yung ating yan po yung ating magiging free body diagram. So, ito yung T, ito yung R, ito yung W natin. So, ito yung 3 meters na sinasabi niyang 3 meters apart. Okay. So, what would be the analysis here? So, from the beam diagram shown, since ang moment na pwede nating ma-induce dito, since this is uniform na, that is WS squared over 8. So, di ba guys, may given tayo na T? I mean, na-solve na natin yung T, di ba? 185.223. But, okay, pwede ba nating isipin, guys, na itong T na to, okay, is the resultant of these R's, di ba? So, yung T natin is 2R, di ba? Ito yun, kabilaan, no? Resultant. So, kung kunin natin yung R, no, sa kabilaan, edi 92.612 kilonewton tayo. Okay, solving for W, okay, parang nauna yung moment na. Anyway guys, malalaman natin kung bakit ito yun ha, WS squared over 8. Kasi, okay, parang ititreat kasi natin itong span na to as simple span. O, tingnan natin ha. Para siyang ito. I-redraw ko siya maayos. So, para siyang simple span na meron kang mga forces, I mean, uniform load na nandito. Tapos, ito yung ating R. Ito yung R. So, ito yung ating 3 meters. No? So, ang ating dyan, para siyang simple span lang talaga, subjected by a uniform load W. So, itong R, saan natin nakuha? This is T over 2. Okay? So, yung shear diagram nito is basically ganito, di ba? Tapos, yung moment diagram is paganyan. Okay? Kasi simple span lang naman to eh. So, yun. Oh, ito pala. At least na-imagine nyo. So, kung bakit WS squared over 8 yan. Well, we treat this as simple span eh. So, W, okay, that is, hahanapin natin. So, di ba yung R na-solve na natin kanina? Na-solve natin to guys, gamit yung T. Di ba? T over 2 lang to, which happens to be 92.612. Equals W times L over 2. So, the W is 61.74. Kumbaga guys, di ba, parang, sanay tayo na mag-solve ng reaction, di ba? Ito naman, given yung reaction, isi-solve natin yung W. Do you get my point? So, parang pabaliktad siya. Okay? So, yung W natin na nakuha is 61.74 kilonewton meter. And the maximum moment, therefore, is WS squared over 8. So, substitute natin yan. The answer is 69.458 kilonewton meter. Okay? So, ganun lang. Okay, what if, ito naman yung tanong, what is the value of the stringer with based on bending? Okay, so since nagdi-design tayo, wag nating kalimutan to, di ba? Actual stress should be less than allowable stress. Dapat mas malaki yung capacity natin kaysa sa stress na pwedeng idulot ng load natin. So, yung allowable na binigay is 16.2 megapascal. So, therefore, ito na po yun na. So, ang actual stress, that is bending man, so MC over I. So, moment, di ba? Parang nasolve na natin yun kanina eh. So, nasolve na natin to, yung L is 3, kuha na po natin yung maximum moment. So, substitute natin yung moment na to, okay, dito. Okay, so substitute, ito po yan. Ito naman yung D natin. So, yun. Tapos yung B natin, ito po yun. No? Ito yan. B, 350 cube over 12. So, this is less than or equal dapat kay 16.2 na allowable. So, you have the answer of 210 mm. Okay? So, yeah. Hindi tayo sure kung lalabas to guys, no? Pero, what if lang, di ba? What if lang? So, i-looks formula, joke lang. No? Joke lang. Next tayo. What is the value of the stringer width B based on the shear? So, based on the shear, ganun pa rin, actual shear stress should be less than allowable shear stress. Pag nagdi-design ka guys, ito talaga yung pinaka-principal. Yung allowable natin is 1.84. So, saan ba galing yung 3 over 2 B over A? Saan ba yung galing? Kanino yung galing? Ha? So, galing yan kay BQ over IB. Ha? So, this is your FD max, diba? So, paano naman, kasi ito rectangular to eh. Paano naman pag circular? Paano pag circular? So, that is 4 over 3rd B over A. Okay? So, yun. Mas maganda guys na i-memorize nyo lang yan para mas mabilis, diba? So, yung Vmax natin is actually the reaction na kanina, di ba? Kasi simple span lang naman to eh. So, yung B natin, okay, substitute lang natin yan. B is 215.7 mm. So, this is our final answer. Okay? So, yun na po. Dito na tayo sa pinaka-last. Pinaka-last na ganyan siya. Okay, saan ang oras? Oras. Uy, ito. Okay, pang-last na yun eh. Bonus question. George can cut a log into 3 equal pieces in 6 minutes. How many minutes will take him to cut a similar log into 12 equal pieces? Very easy, di ba? Ano lang gagawin? 6 minutes for 3 pieces equals T over 12 pieces. So therefore, T is equal to 24 minutes. This is wrong, no? Mali po yan. Okay? Bakit naman, sir? Now remember guys, for every cut, ilang pieces ba yung magagawa natin? Di ba dalawa na agad? Di ba? So, pag dalawa na agad kada cut, therefore, for 3 pieces, ilan ba yung cuts na kailangan? E di dalawang cuts, di ba? So, therefore, ilang minutes ba kada cut? It takes what? 3 minutes per cut. Okay? As, pusa. So, hence, to produce 12 pieces, 11 cuts are to be made. Tama ba? No, para mag-cut. Sige nga. Ito yung log mo. Okay? Di ba guys, sa isang cut, ilan yung magagawa mong pieces? Di ba dalawa? Isa, dalawa. So, kung kailangan mo ng 12 pieces, ilan dapat yung cut? 11 cuts. Okay? So, therefore, per cut po tayo, 3 minutes over 1 cut equals T over 11 pieces. So, therefore, T is 33 minutes. So, maraming na mali dito. Okay? So, at least, di ba, pag lumabas man yan, di ba? Hindi, thank you, Sir Dakay, di ba? Sana lumabas. Okay, so yun lang po. Okay, so good luck sa inyo guys ha. May nabasa ako na. Trust that what was meant to be yours will be yours. Di ba? So good luck po sa inyo. Sana kahit paano meron tayong natutunan at nakuhang input dito na. So kaya niyo yan guys. Alam kong nahirapan na kayo. Konting tiis na lang. Makukuha niyo na din yung ano nyo, pinapangarap nyo. Naka-ready na yung ano nyo, susuotin nyo sa o-taking. O-taking dahil. O-taking agad, di ba? Para at least, di ba? May barong na kayo? Saan ba mag-take, mag-taking sa PICC. Ah, hindi naman, okay. May nagsabi kasi nga cloud chaser na yung pumupunta sa PICC eh. 'Di ba? So guys, kung may pera kayo, punta kayo dun ha. Kahit hindi pa kayo nag-take exam, punta na kayo doon. Ha? Okay? So, yun lang. So, pag nag-shading pala kayo na, okay? Pag mag-shading kayo, dahan-dahan lang, konting tip lang ha. O, pag dahan-dahan lang, pag nag-shading kayo, para at least may chance ka na mag-erase pa. Hindi guys, pag mag-erase ka, di ba, ang mangyayari niyan, gaganyan, di ba? O, gaganyan. Para siyang tawag nito, magbo-bulge. So, ang gawin mo, ibaliktad mo, tapos i-erase mo yung papel mo kung saan ka nag-erase. Yeah, i-erase mo parang to counter ba kanin siya, yung bulging. Kasi 'di ba ganyan siya? Oo. So, ang gagawin mo ngayon, i-solve mo ngayon yung deflection nito, 'di ba? Joke lang. Okay. So, yun lang. Sana matupad natin yung mga pangarap natin. Good luck sa inyo, guys. That is all for tonight, for this afternoon. Congratulations.